first time I cut down a tree, I assumed it was going to be just like Jenga. And in Jenga, you take a block from this side, and then of course, when you pull another block from that side, Jenga falls this way. So where you made the hole, Jenga falls. And I assumed a tree would be like that, so I started cutting on this side of the tree, wanting it to fall here, because I had all my open space here. But of course, anyone who's cut down a tree knows that the tree actually fell this way. And thankfully it wasn't a crisis because there wasn't anything major to damage on the other side. But it was just another sign that I don't really have a clue what I'm doing. And it goes well beyond my ability to handle a chainsaw. Much of life is beyond my ability to handle. And this moment in particular is well beyond me. I watch the numbers coming out about potential deaths or potential time that we could be in lockdown and quarantine, and the thought of, virtually homeschooling my children, for the rest of their lives. And I get a little panicked. And it's in this moment I realize that I need to give these things away. And I've been reading a book called Mindful Silence by Philemon Heuertz, and she talks about the welcoming prayer. And in the welcoming prayer, she invites us to ponder the day, to let all the moments of the day soak in, and rather than pushing them away, to welcome those feelings. But as you welcome them, to realize that God is present too. You're not just welcoming the feeling of fear that I have with the coronavirus, or the anxiety that I have wondering what happens if the church isn't able to pay me, and I imagine lots of people feel that way. What if our salaries run out? What if my family gets the virus? What if this lasts for the next 6 months? Rather than pushing all those things away, you welcome God's presence into those things, because God is present. And whereas I can't handle things and I don't know how to handle things, God can. And so as you pray, you begin pondering everything happening, and you welcome the feelings by welcoming God. And then the last thing you do is you give God all of these things. I let this go to God. I let my fear go to God. I let my anxiety go to God. And you do this in prayer because God is present. When I am all worked up about whatever the news report is, God is present. And I'm reminded as I consider the welcoming prayer of Zephaniah 3:17. It says, "The Lord your God is with you, the mighty warrior who saves. He will take great delight in you. In his love, he will no longer rebuke you, but will rejoice over you with singing." So as I picture the prayer, all of my anxiety, and I'm welcoming God's presence into all that anxiety. And then as I give it to God, I picture this verse. God not rebuking me, but God singing over me. And some of my favorite hymns and praise choruses begin to roll through my head, because it truly is amazing grace that God is present to save each of us.